Alright, so these are 3 things that you should have in your arsenal before you pursue women. Now, you can pursue a woman and still have success without having these 3 things, but it's just going to make your life exponentially harder. And why make things harder when it can be easier? Now, I'm going off of not only my experience, but the experience of my peers as well as notable figures that I've just looked at and taken notes from. The first thing I'm going to talk about is discipline. Now, there's many forms of discipline, but I'm going to just be going into emotional discipline, physical discipline, and spiritual discipline, and sexual discipline, right? Now, emotional discipline. All great leaders are stoic in the face of adversity and hardships, bro. You're gonna need a poker face when problems arise, because if you act crazy, she's gonna act crazy. But if you act calm, then she may act calm. I don't know, you know what I'm saying? You never know with girls sometimes, but also you're gonna need to keep your emotions in check just in case that you ever get challenged by her, and depending on the woman, that may be often. So we can't stoop down to their level. That's how domestic disputes and DV cases arise. That's how you end up like Jonathan Majors or Johnny Depp and all that type of crazy stuff. But yeah, physical discipline, right? If you're not staying in the gym, then you have to have some type of exercise or sport to keep you fit and occupied, because when you keep the body flowing, you're going to keep the mind flowing naturally in accordance. On top of that, right, spiritual discipline. Now, I would recommend either meditation, some type of religious practice, or journaling. I feel like that's where a lot of us go wrong, bro. Is we don't really have any type of religion. Our woman is the goddess. What's in between her legs is the goddess. So what that does for us is it makes us dependent on her and her body or her mind or whatever for our happiness and well-being. But when you have certain spiritual routines set in place, if y'all fall out, these routines will kind of help you cushion the landing. Sexual discipline. I'm gonna talk about sexual discipline as well, bro. If you about to pursue women, you should not be masturbating or watching any type of adult film. Just trying to stay as clean and as pure as possible, because when it comes to time that you end up with a girl, you want to make sure that you're as virile and dominate her in that domain. Bro, I had one time I was working for like the airport. This is how I knew that like a lot of the OGs didn't really know nothing. But I was at the airport. This when I was like 19, I was messing with girls, but I wouldn't say like this was the peak of when I was going crazy and whatnot. I was still, I was messing with girls, but I was still chilling. But I was talking to one of the old heads. I wouldn't even call him an old head because he was like mid-30s, early 30s, like 33. But he just randomly started putting me on game, I guess we just started chopping up game. But he was like, bro, this is what you should do. You should just watch a lot of porn and learn how to fuck like the porn stars and this and that. This is when I realized that, bro, you can have a high body count, you can have a lot of like girls in your rotation and still not know anything about women and not know anything about yourself and self-knowledge. Because there would be no need for me to watch porn to understand and get a feel for what I'm doing. You know what I'm saying? That's how I knew as well that his mind was just too clouded by lust, and that's just where he was at, mentally. But yeah, don't watch any type of adult film. Don't touch yourself, bro. Just wait, and the girl gonna bless you. On top of that, also not having rabid sex and going at it too often, because you're gonna need that sexual energy for real life stuff outside of the bedroom. Damn, why is she texting? You're gonna need that sexual stuff, outside of the bedroom and like real life situations. So don't go at it every day. Don't go at it all the time. This can make or break your relationship. So it's best that you focus on remaining good sexually, physically, emotionally. They all intertwine and go together, right? Second thing, very underrated, bro, financial literacy. Women are big spenders, They're more materialistic. They're far more materialistic than men, and they seek possessions way more. And times will arise as men where we may feel like we need to get materialistic stuff just to impress the woman, you know what I'm saying? But you gotta account for the fact that you may be spending a bag just to attract her, but then when you get her, you might be taking them on dates, or you might be going out with them often, and all that starts to tally up, bro. So yeah, knowing when to stack up and invest goes a long way. I feel like that's where a lot of us go wrong as well, bro. We spend so much money trying to look good for the hoes, and most of them, bro, they're broke. But we spend so much money trying to look good for them and impress them and get in their pants that when we do get in their pants, we end up broken with nothing to show for it. Now, I might be radical or extreme in saying this, but I feel like if you're 22 and up, if you're my age, bro, you should not be messing with women if you don't got $5K stacked up for a rainy day. Now, I know everybody's situation is different, but bro, if you don't have a certain amount of money, that should be the least of your priorities. Like I said in an earlier video, this is what Tony said. First you get the money, then you get the woman, then you get the power. If you get the money, the woman is going to come regardless. You know what I'm saying? Even though I still suggest that you play with women before you get super rich, I'm just saying you need a little bit of groundwork to start on, you know. 21 and younger, you know, you may be in school, trade school, the army or whatever. I know the money might be looking a little funny, I don't know. But yeah, anybody my age and up, I recommend you got at least 5,000 saved before you really start playing in they box and all this type of stuff, you know. Last but probably the most important, discernment, bro. Discernment. I saw this tweet the other day and the guy was like, I found out this year that my discernment wasn't as sharp as I thought it was. And I was like, damn, I feel that, you know. A lot of us, we don't have this skill. Shit, it took me years to develop this skill and I still don't feel like I fully mastered it, bro. I thought I mastered it until a situation came up within like the past year or so and it kind of like blindsided me, like damn, you know. I kind of feel like I'm getting to that level of mastery, but I'm still not completely there yet. I don't want to big myself up and say that I'm there, but yeah, a lot of us, bro, we can't tell a good girl from a hoe. We can't really differentiate a good time from a fun time. I know countless men, bro, that are with hoes. I know countless of good men, bro, with hoes, bro, or they've been with hoes and they didn't even realize it, you know, even getting out the relationship, they didn't realize that they was hoes. Which, you know, if you want to couple a hoe, by all means do it, but it's just going to come with complications, and that's why they were having like so many relationship problems and things like that. You know, you just got to also on top of that know who you're messing with and knowing who should be off limits. Look at Ime Udoka, for example. Ime Udoka, if you're not familiar with him, bro, he was the head coach of the Boston Celtics, the NBA franchise. And Ime, he was a young black man, bro, early 40s, had a young dynasty in the making with two future Hall of Famers, Jason Tatum and Jaylen Brown. They had just made it to the finals. They had just made it. They were 2 games away from winning in his first year as a coach, bro, and he ruined it by sleeping with a married woman in the organization. Lost it all, had to start from scratch, had to start from ground zero. He could have had it all had he been more discerned. So just take heed, bro. You got to be able to see through the smoke screens and look at what you're really getting into. Obi-Wan said, your eyes can deceive you. Do not trust them. You know, just stand in the pocket and making the right reads. It's going to go a long way when it comes to women, man. That's it, though. Quick little video, man. Just 3 things that you should be really developing before you hop in the field. Discipline, discernment, and financial literacy, you know. A lot of men never had these 3, and they're still successful, but this is just going to take you to a whole nother level. Amongst other things, but I'll probably put that in a part 2 and stuff like that. So, yeah, that's all I got to say. Tell a friend to tell a friend to tell a friend.
I suggest you try it again, Luke. This time, let go your conscious self and act on instinct.
With the blast shield down, I can't even see. How am I supposed to fight?
Your eyes can deceive you. Don't trust them.